Namaskar. Let me welcome you all to today's episode of Sitar Learning Essentials. If you are following our channel, then you must be knowing we are discussing on various aspects of sitar playing technique, their riyaz technique, practice technique, and how to refine and how to progress. And I think we have had a very in-depth discussion on each of these topics, starting from various right hand exercises and left hand exercises, be it bowl, Sidha Jhala, Ulta Jhala from the right hand technique, or for the left hand technique, be it the straight Sapat movement or various Paltas. What are the different importances of Paltas? And we have a discussion on the means and gamaks also. Now, I started having questions from my own students and from you all, from viewers also, that there are so many aspects of practice and to improve the skill, playing skill, then how we should arrange our daily practice. What are the things that we need to include in our daily practice and to make it the most effective and to get the best out of it. I know in today's age it is very difficult to give, particularly who are having other professions and also for the students who are working on their academics, to give a lot of time for practice. So what we need to do, whatever time we get, we can make it for practice. We need to make best out of it, the most effective utilization of the time, the best utilization of the time. That's what I still try to do. It is very difficult, and I recommend my students also to do the same. Hard work is required, and in today's age, smart work is equally important. If we are getting 1 hour for our practice, daily practice, then how we are arranging that time, how we are utilizing that time, it is very important. Again, I wanted to tell you one thing, there is no second way of it. Consistency is the key. If we practice a day, again give gap of 2 days, again we practice a couple of days based on our wish and situation, we will never be able to be a decent player. Forget about being a performer. We will not be able to be a decent player. Okay, so consistency is very, very important. We have to do every day, and certain time we have to find it for practice. And once we are practicing, the time slot that we are choosing, that is also very important. It should not be like we get exhausted with other work, other responsibilities throughout the day, and at the end of the end of the day, after having dinner, we are having the sitar. Then we are mentally and physically fully exhausted. So that time slot is not ideal and suitable for doing riyaz, which will be effective. Yes, you definitely can play for your own pleasure, but it might not be very effective practice. So it's a selected time slot which is kind of unimpacted by the other activities, other responsibilities, and when you have the fresh mind and full of energy. And now let's come to the discussion on what we need to practice. So in my opinion, we need to make some segregation about the subjects based on our strength, weakness. Okay, strength, weakness. But in generic way, I can tell you, one thing is very important is to strengthen the right hand, and once it is strengthened, to increase the speed of it, and also to have more flexibility on your right hand, right? So there is no end to it. And once we achieve certain level, to maintain that also we need to practice. It is not like that we have achieved and then we can leave. Not like that. Whatever God gives to us, anything precious, to maintain that also it requires a lot of effort and dedication. Otherwise that precious thing we will lose. So to warm up I think we should do the right hand practice. Either you can start with jhala or ulta jhala, and then you can gradually go to bowl practice. So first start with Sida Jhala or Ulta Jhala, so that your right hand and left hand both are warmed up. Maybe you can start with Ulta Jhala. Something like, you can take a rag or any scale and start doing, where the left hand will also equally participate. You can include mean also. So accordingly, the two subjects will be covered, right? Mean practice will also happen with left hand, and right hand we will do the Ulta Jhala. And then whatever you are practicing other than Ulta Jhala, you can include tabla in it, so that you can track in which tempo you are playing. So let me play some bowl, okay? Whatever you are playing, you need to continue 3 times. Without playing 3 cycles, you should not end. So for your understanding, I am just decreasing the tempo a little bit. So this darada darada dara bowl you can play, which is very important, and also along with that you can take another complex bowl in your daily practice. So give some time for bowl practice where left hand is not being played very frequently. That means there is less movement in the left hand, so that your focus, conscious mind has some space to evaluate your sound, right hand sound, any flaw is there, any problem is there in the execution, so that you can refine it, you can modify it, and you can improve it. Then you can go to Sapat, which is again extremely difficult subject, and unless and until we do daily practice, the clarity gets compromised. So Sapat, you can choose a suitable tempo, an optimum tempo, as I always call it. You have to choose your optimum tempo for a practice. So keep on doing and count the number of repetitions, so that you can realize your potential and you can improve from there. Next important thing is Palta. choose a mandatory palta which you will every day do, which is pa dha ni sa re ni sa re ga 4 ka palta, and along with that you can choose any little longer palta, maybe of a block of length 12 or 16 or little more. As I always say, start your palta from pa to ga, not just from sa to sa, so that neck to neck you have grasp on your sitar. So let me choose a tempo, and in that, just for demonstration purpose, like that you can practice. Then you to take a longer palta. Now I am showing in such speed, but you choose your tempo based on your capability and in the tempo in which you can maintain the best of the clarity, okay, based on your current capacity. Now you can increase from there, okay, gradually, but we should not try jumping from somewhere which is impossible, right? So it's a palta, and then you can try practicing some means. In Ulta Jhala also you have seen how we have done the mean practice. Similarly you can do. So you can club bol, mean and gamak together. How? So dha to ni. I am playing first the note ni to get a feel of the sound, and then I am playing little mean and then gamak. I am just showing few blocks. You can practice for inter octave. So here you are covering some bol, some mean and some gamak, and at the end you play jhala. Okay, choose a tempo, and in that have consistent tempo, not fluctuating tempo, and consistent sound, not fluctuating sound. Now everything I have just shown for you on one cycle for idea and probably a little higher speed, but as I said, you have to play at least 3 to 5 times minimum to play something more effectively and to have more stamina. Now if you have watched my videos, I have talked about 6 S which are very important. First S is strength, second S is stamina, third S is spontaneity, fourth S is speed, Fifth S is swiftness and smoothness, and sixth S is sweetness. So you should not go for speed, the fourth important S, by compromising first three, which are the prerequisite three, which are strength, spontaneity and stamina, or strength, stamina and spontaneity. These three things are more important than speed, so don't go for higher speed where clarity is compromised. This is one. And second thing is, there is no substitute of consistent riyaz and planned riyaz with it is called deliberate practice, which is goal oriented and result oriented. And there should be some time bound goals which should be set by you to achieve, and you should track that closely by measuring these parameters, which are speed and number of repetitions of each of the things. So if you count this in terms of parameters, then you will be able to improve on this. And last but not the least, I remember in one small gathering, Ustad Shahid Parvez ji told to many of the workshop attendees and students, सीधा रास्ते का कोई shortcut नहीं होता है. So there is no substitute of hard work, smart work in consistent way. So don't miss your riyaz for a day. If you are missing your riyaz for a day, then you should feel cheated by yourself. Once you have this feeling of guilt, then you will not miss your practice. What I am telling you, I also try to follow the same. That's why I am telling you. Thank you so much for attending this session, and see you in our next episode. Namaskar.